Yo, what's poppin', y'all? It's your girl T Michelle,
Hey y'all, it's your girl Kay,
And it's the queen of the AKAs, Dej.
and we are the Committee Podcast.
your favorite tri-state trio.
Hey yo, coming soon, our first annual committee cipher.
And if you want to be a participant on the Committee Cipher, please DM us on our IG or click the email.
I'm sorry, you really wouldn't let the grandmother do it though?
No, I don't.
No?
I don't see the need for what.
Like,
I
I
feel like
get
that,
other-
that creates a lot of confusion. Again, what are you hitting her? What has my child done to the point where you feel like you have to physically put your hands on her?
She's two.
Yeah,
Not at any age though. I mean, she
that's
gotta be.
true.
I mean, she gotta be getting out of line.
You're right.
Even when she's like 12, 14. Like when you call me to tell me to do that, like I expect to hear that she threw some. She done said some off the wall.
She
stuff.
jumped at you,
Yeah,
something like that.
yeah,
Something like
yeah.
that.
Something like
Yeah.
that. But if she just doing something, or she being, being a kid, not saying it's an excuse, but if she just, no, I'm sorry, I don't feel the need. I don't see why you should, because even granted, her biological father is not in her life. She does have someone in her life who has taken on that role, and he doesn't feel the need to. But even her biological dad, if he was in her life, he wouldn't hit her.
Okay.
My dad never hit me.
Period.
He knew that
Yeah,
that's
mine
not.
neither.
You don't know. I'm a little girl, you're a man. What you hitting me for?
Period.
No, I get that. Like,
Period.
And also as well, like I think we decided to, in a way, raise our kids different
Right.
because we were raised where, well, mostly me, I got my ass beat every time I did something wrong, whether I did it or she did it. I got my.
Exaggeration.
I'm about to say,
listen,
hold
We,
on.
that's gonna be a great debate forever.
Listen.
Because I don't recall.
She used to do some shit, and Carlisha was the one. I'm sorry, Kay was
Kay.
the one getting has beat. Okay, so
Well, that's the big sibling. Stay home.
so for me, I was always in trouble, and don't get me wrong. When my teenage years was rough because I was off the hook, so. Most of the time I was doing some stuff that my mom should have been laying hands on me, but it once again was to a point where I don't think you should have to lay your hands on a child to teach them right from wrong.
Right.
You get what I'm saying?
Like you're
So
not teaching me no real lesson.
yeah, so us having our children, we look at it as I don't want to hit my kids for them to understand where I'm coming from.
I have
You
to
know
be
what I'm saying?
very, very, very pissed off. Like, I have to be really, really angry. You know what y'all
Yes.
say? All I do is yell. That's because that's what I do. Because I know if I yell, I'm going to scare them. Because I know, seriously, I know if I yell them, everyone says that. My honey says it. My sister said it. My baby father says it. Everybody knows. When you go to T Michelle house, all she do is just yelling. She yelling. And I think my kids are so immune to me yelling, they don't pay me no mind after. I used to yell to scare them. When it was younger, they worked. But now I'm to the point. Now they're teenagers.
Tati be like, Mom, why are you so loud?
Yeah.
And I be like, Tati, girl, you know your mom a little off. You gotta let it slide.
No, I have to be really upset with them to put my hands on them. And now that I have two teenage daughters, I don't want to get upset to put my hands on them because I'm like, no, if I put my hands on you, my nigga, I'm gonna fuck you up.
Mm-hmm.
My son, he's 11. I'll punch him around a little bit. I'll give him some body shots because again, I'm a woman. He's a boy. I need to know I'm not to be fucked with because his dad is in his life, but still I'm raising him in my household. So I have to teach him, don't fuck with me, because I will beat your ass. Like, don't play. My daughters, like I said, I have to be really angry in order to put my hands on them. Everybody know, Jeremiah runs my household.
I think it's just different
It
now.
is,
Like, I don't
it is.
I don't
You're not
think you
getting nowhere
need,
hitting your
yeah,
kids.
Right.
You're
I
not
don't think
teaching
you
them
need to
nothing.
be.
They're not coming to no understanding. All you teaching them is they do something wrong, you're gonna put your
And they get immune to it.
But think about that for a second. I get it. That's how we was raised. That's your initial reaction. Like, there's a few times where I kind of like put at it, and even then, like in my inside, I'm like, oh my god, I hurt my baby, and I just want to
Oh my
grab her.
God.
But at the same time, like, okay, so I do something wrong, and you hit me.
Yeah,
It's like you physically hit me.
yeah, I understand.
What does that teach me? Like, what?
Nothing.
Like, it didn't teach me what I did was wrong. It just teaches me if I do it again, you're gonna hit me.
I'm gonna get
You
popped.
didn't give me no life lesson. I don't have nothing to take away from it besides the fact I did something wrong. You put your hands on me.
Yeah, so I don't get me wrong, I have Malia and Makai, I have touched them when I've gotten to the point where all right, you just need your ass beat.
Right.
Because I've spoken to you too many times about the same thing. So yes,
Right.
I have done that.
Right.
But I also learned to also sit with my kids and explain,
Yes.
why I'm upset, what you've done,
Yes.
and what you need to be doing.
A
You
lot
know
of
what I'm
talking,
saying?
a lot of communicating,
Yeah,
a
so
lot of
I
communicating.
try to communicate even with Malia, because now she's getting a little older and getting to an age where I have to have her understand certain things.
Right.
So it's like I have to be more open to talking about things
Right.
to them. So I think it's getting easier, because even with Makai sometimes, he be shocking me sometimes when he'll come to my room when Malia's asleep. He'll come to my room and just start talking to me about girls and shit, and I'll be like,
That's right. You gotta have these conversations.
Yeah,
who
like-
you gonna talk to?
yeah, right. So like I got myself used to having these conversations, because I'm like, at the end of the day, like, I want to be in the know. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? I don't want to be smacked in my face later on, like,
I got a little shorty.
right,
I got a little shorty. She got a shorty.
right, like, no, so I took into to really talk to my kids versus beating them. You know what I'm saying?
You
Like,
have to. We have family meetings all the time. We had a family meeting the other day. Like, we because it's like, if you don't talk to your kids, who's gonna talk to them? They're gonna go out and look for that.
Exactly.
They're gonna go out and look for that. They're gonna look for, oh, nobody loves me. Oh, nobody listens to me. Nobody cares. Oh, you gotta be open with these kids nowadays, because it's like our parents we're not blaming our parents. Our parents weren't open with us. And,
but
we had kids young.
But then it goes a generation.
Exactly.
Their generation probably, like, with our mom, she probably beat us because she was
That's all
beat.
she knew.
Yeah.
Right.
You get what I'm saying? So it's a generational thing.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So
Right.
So as we got older, she decided to change how she acted with us, because how we go back to being opinionated and saying how we feel. At one point, she didn't want to hear how we felt.
Right.
Everything to
Right.
her was, we can't say. You know what I'm saying? So
Right.
she had to switch her way to understand where we were coming from, because in a way she felt like she was losing us as daughters too, because we felt like we couldn't come to her.
Oh,
You know
yeah.
what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
so it was her trying to, all right, now I have to try something different
Right.
and understand
Right.
my daughters, and that they are women, grown women.
Right.
They got their own lives,
Right.
and I need to understand them too. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? So, I think as long as you have those conversations, things will gradually get better.
And fuck everybody else's opinion. And we're gonna
Right.
touch on that. Like, fuck everybody's opinion,
Right.
because everybody gotta say how you raising your kid, and you do that. Like,
It's
shut
like
up.
Marvin. Your reaction is a lot of people's reaction. Like, not even a grandma. No.
Because that's how
Oh,
I
wow.
grew up. Just like my grandmother was like
Yeah.
a second mom to me.
Because
so it was
they
like,
allowed
if she
it.
did stuff, like, I wouldn't question it or like be like, oh, what? Like, you're not my mom. So I wouldn't just be like, it was normal. So I just was like, wow. Like,
Because back in the day, it was normal.
But
Back
see,
in the
that's
day, it
what,
was normal.
but to be clear, like my kids' kids, Jesus, my child. I got one. my child's grandparents can discipline her, like, verbally.
Yes.
As far as like instilling those kind of things in her, but as far as like the physical thing, that's out.
Mm-hmm.
It's not necessary. Call me if she did. I mean, if you did it, you better have a good reason behind it.
Listen,
I'm telling you, she better have jumped at you, and you know what I'm saying? Like,
No, I
something
get
had to
it.
go down in order for you to feel like you had to defend yourself
Yes.
or something.
my shout out to my dad again. My dad, we argued about once. I think one time he said he was gonna beat one of my kids. I said, I know you fucking lying. He did. I wish my kids watching this. I forgot which one it was, but I think one time he said he was gonna beat somebody. I said, I know you lying. No, you're
Don't
not.
touch my kids.
Oh, no, you're not. No, you're not.
Especially
Don't touch my
at me.
kids.
And that's foreign to me too, because
No, you're not.
that's one thing my mom didn't allow. My grandmother may have been able to discipline me, but my daddy, he knew
Yeah.
better.
Yeah, right.
Neither one of our dads. touched us.
Absolutely not.
Neither one of our dads.
where's a man's
Even
thought
if you
to-
did, I would have
like,
called my
never do
mama
that.
so fast.
Okay.
Ma!
Okay. Dead
Ma!
ass.
He beat me.
Dead ass.
He ain't hit me. He
At that
beat me.
point, she don't care what I did.
Right.
She want to know why you thought it was okay to put your hands on her and why you ain't call her first.
Exactly.
I think I had told this story before when we had our stepfather, younger,
Oh.
and my stepfather, because once again, I was off the hook. And I called my mom out her name. And I was like, baby, what, 11, 12, 13 years old?
Oh
I don't know where I was. I don't recall any of that.
We was going off because, at that point I was rebellious. I just wasn't beat. Going off.
It'd be like that.
And I think me and my mom was arguing. I don't know what we was arguing about, but I called her out her name. Right? Next thing you know, I just see our stepfather walk in and slap the shit out of me.
I know you lying.
Yes.
What?
Slap the stepfather, not my dad. Stepfather. My real father never touched me. Never. And my stepfather walked in there and slapped the dog shit out of me.
Jesus.
When I tell you, me and my mom went ham. Like,
Oh yeah, they jumped him. They jumped him. Wait, he thought he was.
Wait a minute.
He thought he was doing something that he got jumped.
I went off like, wait. Like, don't you ever think you could touch me? You ain't my father to be touching
Never.
me. My own daddy won't
Never.
touch me. Don't ever
I'm
think
telling
you
you,
could touch me.
Born touched me one time, and y'all see how little Priscilla is. Y'all, my dad was big, like he like big nigga. And you see how little my grandma is. My dad touched me one time. Priscilla said, no. Usted no la pega a ella. Usted no. Usted no. She was going off. I had my ugly face on. My grandma said, no. She jumped up. No, she said, don't you ever. Think of a man's hands. Like, think of your little ass face. Think of a man's hands just come across. Are you crazy?
He was tall, too.
Are you?
I don't agree with that because what does that teach her? That it's okay for a man to put her hands on her?
Period.
When she gets in a relationship with a man and she
Period.
gets out of line or she says something that doesn't improve her, it's okay. You know what I'm saying? Like that's how I think, and that's why I don't agree with it because it's just like, and even with women hitting whatever, like if it's not necessary, because again, it's like, what are you teaching them? Like you grow up, somebody disrespects me, I'm gonna hit them. I feel disrespected, now I'm gonna hit you. Because that's what was done to me when I was little. When I was disrespecting somebody, they hit me, so you disrespect me, so now I'm gonna hit you.
And that's and it comes like that. You hear like that. Our slavery days. We got taught how to beat because we was getting beat. They was beating us, so we thought it was okay to get beat, and we started beating our kids. Like it's and what you see is what's gonna happen. Like no, like girl, no. A mine, I birthed them. They came out of my vajay. Don't touch them. I be wanting to fight a kid on the street. They touch mine. No, seriously. I'm going to the school.
Well, I won't fight you, but I'm like, call your mama.
Okay, your mama,
your auntie. Call
all of them,
girl. Call them all.
Stop playing.
Call a man, I'm gonna call a man.
Okay. Like stop.
We can get it on and pop it.
Okay. So I don't think I ever told y'all this. I'm gonna be transparent. Is Saida still in the comments? Beauty as best. Is she in the comments? Okay. If Saida is in these comments, when I was in high school, we went to school with a girl named Rachel. I don't know where Rachel is. I used to see her. We all went to high school together. Shout out to Rachel. If you ever watch this video, shout out to you. I'll never forget you. My grandma will never ever forget you. Her mom was amazing. Rachel and Saida, I think they was in the same grade. That's why I asked if Saida was in the comments. But anyway. So the boy who took my virginity, we got into a fight over there with Jackie Livette. We got into a fight. Now everybody know me. My mouth still ain't changed. I'm still the same fucking smocker. Ain't shit changed. T. Michelle, however you want to call me. I'm still her. The nigga gave me a black eye. This is the first black eye I ever had in my life. My very first black eye. We got into a fight. I think maybe he wanted to have sex. I didn't. He was trying to say I was trying to act sweet, and we was arguing. He was with his boys. And you know me, I'm gonna fight back. But the nigga duffed me in my eye. That was the first black eye I ever had. I was so embarrassed. I didn't go home because it was late. I was out, hanging out. Rachel, if you ever see this, shout out to Rachel. Rachel saw me outside crying. And it was a group of crowd. And she got out the car with her mom. And she goes, I know y'all ain't touch her. Y'all some ass niggas. She was going off. She goes, and I'll fight all y'all. Y'all foul as hell. She's like, Tamaka, come here. She brought me inside her house. I spent the night at Rachel's house. She made a cop for hashtag Saida. If you still talk to Rachel, Rachel made me a cot in her house with her mom, and her mom was talking to me. I was crying. My eye was swollen, and so they brought me home the next day in the morning. As soon as I walked in the door, Priscilla, ay, Yamil, get the pastor. What happened? Oh my God. You know what my grandma said? I'm calling all the cousins, all her uncles. She goes, because I call everybody, and I need to know who did it and where he at. That boy gave me a black eye, and I was only 16. Duff me. Boop! First black eye I ever had.
And that's why I think sometimes it is best, I mean, all the time anyway, as far as men hitting, especially girls, because then it transpires into us being okay with men hitting us, and we don't want that.
Absolutely
you get what I'm saying?
Absolutely
like, because they say the first little girl's love is their father.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
So for your father to hit you, and then you grow up and you start dating someone who hits you, in your mind, you're like, it's
Familiar.
okay. Yeah, like, okay, my dad did it, so it's okay for you to do it too.
No.
And hell no, don't touch me. Because just know, I fights back, I bites back, I
Okay.
kick.
I knock it.
Yes.
I know you're naturally stronger than me.
Yes, I'm
I would
grabbing
pick
something.
up.
Yes.
And I'm gonna knock you in the head.
The fact she said that so calmly is what scares me.
I already know what it's hitting for. I might be able to give a few little punches, but I already know once you get your little energy back, I'm going down. So now I gotta put you down first.
Like,
But we don't
it's just
condone.
scary.
No,
Yes,
we don't
no,
condone. We don't condone
condone
violence.
it
We
at
don't condone
all.
violence.
We
Not
don't
at
condone
all.
it at all.
No, I
That's
just
what
I know. I shared that with y'all. So I know that it's not right, and whoever taught him that, whoever to make him think that it was okay to do that, and we were only 16 at the time. You know what I'm saying? He was probably a little older than me. I was only 16, so we're just
You can
teenage
imagine
kids.
if he does that shit now.
We Facebook friends now. He married to a white girl.
But think about that for a second.
I know he probably being her ass.
Thought
But
that was
so
okay.
young.
What did he go through?
Yes.
Like I'm so big on that now. And before I used to be like judging people, but now I'd be so curious to know what it is
What they
how did you get
background
there?
was.
Like how did you get to the point where you thought it was okay to give her a black eye? Did you watch your mom get beat? Is that what the father, whoever's in the household, taught
Girl,
you? You know what I'm saying? Like
I hit the ground. I'm saying that's my first L I ever took in my life. Cause don't get it fucked up. He was a nigga. That was the first L I took in my life. I got hit. I stone cold.
It's not funny. But it is funny.
Can you see me laid out on the ground? Can you see me laid out on the ground? I'm telling you, and that girl came to my rescue. Rachel, I love you wherever you are. I still love you. I'll never forget you. She came, and that was my dog. And in high school, and then I used to say in the hallway, she was a beautiful girl, just like Saida, beautiful girl, tall, pretty ass teeth, bad. She had a body. She was a baddie. She was an old upperclassman, and I would see her in the hall. And every time someone else, she's like, Tamaka, like, what's up? Like we would talk. Every time I see her, she would talk to me, all that shit. But she held it down for me. She was like, yo, you should have heard. She's like, you bitch ass niggas. Da-da-da. I fight all y'all niggas. And I was like, okay. And you got knocked the fuck out.
I'm sick of you.
Nah, man, but that shit's not right. That's not right.
Corny, that's very corny.
Corny ass.